What's going on, moviegoers? So if you're new to the channel, my name is Christian. Welcome to C-Roll Productions. All right, you guys, before I start this topic for my video, let's talk about the elephant in the room so I don't have to discuss this anymore. The Oscars was last night. And boy, oh boy, you guys, we were in for a show that nobody really expected. Chris Rock and Will Smith, two very successful black actors, artists, comedians, went at it. And I'm pretty sure everybody has seen it. It's been all over Twitter, Instagram, the news, you name it, talk shows, podcasts. Everybody's talking about it and what happened. Brief overview of what happened. So Chris Rock is presenting an award or whatever. And you know, Chris Rock, he's a comedian. He's hilarious. He's been, hilarious over the last 2 decades. Everybody loves him, right? And he was talking to Will Smith and his wife, Jada Pinkett Smith, right? And he was kind of going at them a little bit or whatever. And he had said a particular joke that didn't sit well with Will Smith about her being, casted in the next G.I. Jane movie, whatever, because of her hair. She's bald. She has a medical condition that not a lot of people knew at the time. And Will seemed to be laughing about it, but when he saw Jada's reaction and she was like rolling her eyes, that triggered something in Will Smith. So that was kind of weird to me. I was like, wait a minute, you were just kind of like smiling and smirking and laughing. But then when you saw your wife's reaction, you reacted. And he got up and he walked on stage. And, Chris Rock is like, hey, what's going on? And all of a sudden, he slaps him. Like, we're talking cold-blooded. We're talking, Rick James slap. What did the 5 fingers say to the face? What? Smack. Just like that. On live TV. It was insane. Everybody thought this wasn't real. Even when I first saw it, I was like, this can't be real. No way. But then Will Smith, he sits back down and you hear him cussing. And he's like, keep my wife's name out of your effing mouth. And he was like, dude, seriously, it was a G.I. Jane joke. And then he said it again. Keep my wife's name, beep, out of your mouth. Aggressive, very angry. I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh my God. Dead silence. Chris Rock kept his composure. He really did. Hats off to him. Because it could have turned south real quick. Now, a lot of people want to know my initial thoughts on this. I definitely feel Will Smith. I understand Will Smith, but I felt like it could have been handled very differently. Physical violence, assault is never the answer, especially on live TV. Like, yeah, I get if you want to hash this out man to man in a boxing ring where there ain't no cameras and you guys can just settle this. Or you guys can just sit down and talk to each other and Will can express his concerns about that particular joke about his wife. But no, he reacted based off raw emotion that almost ruined his night. He won Best Actor for King Richard. It was insane because I was like, what's going to happen now since he's won Best Actor? I couldn't believe it. He still delivered his speech or whatever. He was crying. It was heartfelt, and this has been the talk all over, the entire internet right now. Will Smith and Chris Rock and, who's in the right, who's in the wrong, you guys. And it was just insane. Crazy bonkers, you guys. So I just really wanted to put that out there. Like I said, give you guys my quick my 2 cents and my thoughts. It totally ruined this year's Oscars. It took away from all the nominees, all the, the people who won. It took away that. And the talk of the town was what happened between Will Smith and Chris Rock. So it was very, 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 disheartening to really see that, especially, Chris Rock and Will Smith, two icons, very, very unfortunate, you guys. But that's my thoughts. Moving on to today's video, you guys. Ryan Coogler is attached to the Ironheart series, which is very interesting to me because we know where Riri Williams will be making her MCU debut. She's going to be appearing in Black Panther Wakanda Forever. I expect her and Shuri to share a bunch of scenes because they are brilliant. They're geniuses. They're tech gurus. So that's exciting to see. And it makes all the sense in the world of why Kevin Feige and Marvel Studios would want Ryan Coogler attached to this particular character as well. Her being from Chicago, her father dying for the streets of violence, all that stuff. So I'm really excited now of where they take the story for Ironheart, you guys. Because I was a little nervous at first, you know, before I read the comic, by the way, by Michael Brian Bendis or whatever. I think that's his name. Great introduction to the character. Like I said, I didn't know anything about, you know, Ironheart. I was like, what? This is really going to be like the next, you know, Iron Man. I don't know how I feel about that. But after reading that, I was like, okay, they can definitely do this. And it brings to the question of, you know, how are they going to do it? You know, how are they going to have, you know, Robert Downey Jr. return and have him be like a whole AI form, just like in the comics? I highly doubt that because I know that he's like officially out of the MCU and he doesn't want nothing to do with it anymore because he's retired. You know, he thinks it would be distasteful for his character to come back, especially after Avengers Endgame, where he had that great farewell goodbye to his character. But I'm excited. Like I said, I'm excited for Ryan Coogler. Look, I love Ryan Coogler so much, you guys. I love his work. I can't wait for the sequel to Black Panther. I can't wait for his Black Panther series of Okoye and Wakanda and exploring the whole world on Disney+. There's so many great things to look forward to. You know, even the story that, did you guys hear about what happened to Ryan Coogler at the bank? It was crazy. He had the cops called on him because he went to the bank, right? And he had a whole deposit slip. He wrote on the back of it, can you please take out such and such cash, you know, discreetly, because that's a lot of money. And he had a mask on and sunglasses. And apparently the bank teller, which was a black woman, called the cops on him. Cops came, almost pulled their guns out on him, handcuffed him, took him out of the bank. It was the craziest shit I've ever seen. And the fact that you think about the film he directed with Oscar Grant being the main vocal point of Fruitvale Station, I just couldn't believe it because one quick move, one bad reaction, and Ryan Coogler could have been killed. Terrifying shit. I just couldn't believe it, man. I felt for him, and I was just so pissed. I was like, that's it. It gets to the point we can't even go to the bank to take out our own money. Like, what? You guys, I hate to get political, and, you know, it's just, there are a lot of things that frustrate me that I see that I try to keep in and not, you know, really, you know, express onto you guys because I want to keep this channel, you know, just really to comic book talk and movie talk and stuff like that. But it is comic book talk and movie talk because it is the director of Black Panther, and he is a director. But, man, crazy stuff, you guys, crazy stuff. But I'm excited for Ironheart. Let me know you guys' thoughts and opinions. Do you think he's going to be writing the series? Do you think he's going to be directing the series? Or do you think he's just going to be producing the series for Disney+? Thoughts and opinions, you guys, post them down below. Let me know. Peace.